putting him on a strict mental.
You're not going to go to court for 9 o'clock.
Yes, they will. I've read all about it. The prison system don't care about it.
It's not a prison. It's a county jail, Isaiah.
Isaiah is handed over to a Montgomery County deputy who greets him with some bad news.
It's not going to happen on the job, all right? You're not going to go to court for 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What?
So when you make a call, you're going to have to call and let them know. Call whoever you're going to call and let them know that you're not going to be able to make that job interview. All right?
Then I'm not going to get it. Why do you want me to be homeless?
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
Please, look.
I heard you. I can't do anything about that, all right, bud?
Look.
Better job interview.
Yeah. It's just like a stick of dynamite, and you're just waiting for it to explode.
When Isaiah arrived at the jail, he reportedly began banging his head in the outer receiving room. A licensed social worker evaluated him at 1:13 in the morning, determined he was a threat to himself, and recommended putting him on a strict mental health watch. He was stripped of his clothing, given a special gown, and escorted to a cell without bedding. Nearly 9 hours later, he's still in the cell.
Sit down. You remember how that restraint chair felt? Remember what Sergeant said? You're going to go in there for 10 hours next time you go in there. You want to do that? Then have a seat and chill out.
Isaiah hasn't been in the cell.
Said. Sit down. You remember how that restraint chair felt? Remember what Sergeant said? You're going to go in there for 10 hours next time you go in there. You want to do that? Then have a seat and chill out.
Isaiah hasn't been in the cell the entire time, however. At approximately 4:15 in the morning, after he hit his head multiple times on the window, the guards strapped him into an emergency restraint chair and kept him there for 2 hours before releasing him. At 9:30 a.m., Isaiah attended video court on his domestic violence charge. But while he was given a bond, he wasn't immediately released, and his dismay is evident.
Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Stay there!
7 hours earlier, Isaiah told one of the jail's mental health professionals that he wanted to keep banging his head until it was fatal. As the morning unfolds, the guards repeatedly respond to Isaiah's increasing turmoil.
Stay put! I will get that chair out. Stay right there. Hush!
You look ridiculous. You're embarrassing me. Sit down.
That's because you're acting like a... How much is that
The guards don't hesitate to remind him about the emergency restraint chair, and when they begin to get it ready for a second round, Isaiah's reaction tells a vivid story.
When we get it set up, yep. Little John.
I'm doing it yet?
I know. I'll just get the strap set up. Unless they need to see the chair anyway, so.
You don't want to scream.
No, we're just.
Hey, we're just training.
You remember that, right? No, it's going to be something. It sucks, right? Everything you're doing right now, listen to me, look at me. Everything you're doing right now is going to push you back in there. You need to chill. You need to bring it down. I don't know what you need to do. You need to turn around, face that corner, close your eyes, and do it. But you have to dial it down.
Two of the jail's mental health professionals talk to Isaiah, but their strategies are less than successful.
If you do that, you're going to go back to the chair. You know, they have to keep you safe. Yes, it is. Listen, you gotta calm down. Hey, calm down. You're an adult. Let's talk, my son. This shouldn't. You just told me that you want to hurt yourself and gave me a whole plan. You just told me how you wanted to hurt yourself. Okay, I'm done.
You sure you don't have to?
Can we put him down? Put him down where?
A little more than 10 minutes later, Isaiah's behavior takes a shocking turn.
You just nailed his head. I mean, just full-blown nailed it. Headshot. Yeah, he just full-blown just hit his head on that door.
The deputies prepare to enter Isaiah's cell, sending him into a terrified frenzy.
You should have stopped, bro.
Turn around! Turn around! I said so. Turn around. Lay on your stomach.
On the floor.
Lay on your stomach. Travel. Chill out.
I don't have keys.
It's already popping.
Please, let's talk about it.
No, there's no popping.
1, 2, 3.
They said, get that.
Quit kicking.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
Please stop. Please stop. No, you're not. You want to put this in me,
Stop
crap?
resisting. Lap belt. Send it over.
Please stop.
Stop resisting.
Stop.
Sit back and relax. Sit back and relax and stop resisting.
Please
I got
stop. I'll calm down. I'll calm down.
Put your arm in there, or I'll force it in there.
Okay.
Calm down.
You won't let me.
Isaiah, who'd reported to the jail's medical staff his diagnoses of Asperger's syndrome, ADHD, anxiety, and depression, doesn't settle down once restrained in the chair.
How long am I going to be in here?
Until I say so.
I can't breathe.
Everybody chill
I
out.
can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Did you grab his keys?
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. You got a helmet?
The guards wheel Isaiah into the jail's small emergency restraint room, where his terror only grows.
Get the same spot you got.
God damn it! Please let me be! Please!
You gotta calm down, buddy.
No!
An EMT talks to Isaiah and learns a new disturbing detail about his injury.
Number one, we have to stop hurting ourselves. You didn't look like that when you were in my office, so you got a new injury here to your head. How did you do that, guy?
I notched myself out for like 3 seconds.
How did you do that?
I slammed it.
And the underneath
Hours earlier, when speaking to one of the mental health professionals at the jail, Isaiah reportedly said that all he wanted was a blanket and a mat to go to sleep. He was denied both due to the precautionary watch. He also talked about banging his head, which he said, quote, is the only way I know to get rid of the crazy in my head.
I have mental illness, I'm not sure, and they don't get that. Can you tell them?
I'm going to communicate that with them for sure, okay?
Can you please help me get out of here and get to a better spot?
I need you to help me help everybody.
Please, I want meds. Can I have meds?
Okay.
Can I have meds? If I have meds, stop, please. Please, the quickest we get me the meds, the earliest thing I stop.
So I've actually called the nurse and hoping that...
Please,
It's Isaiah's final round of screams, and soon he's no longer communicating at all.
Hey, Isaiah. Look. Isaiah. Hey, look at me. Isaiah, look at me. No, he's playing this game.
It's determined by jail staff that Isaiah needs to be seen at the hospital for a higher level of care.
I think we can go. She's going to take him out. This way we can just get her done real quick.
Photos taken of Isaiah's injured head show significant swelling from at least one of that night's head strikes.
Let's do his feet. We'll do his lat last and arms last.
Isaiah, I need you to work with us here, okay? Isaiah.
Feet are out.
All right, we'll do shoulders, and then we'll do arms. We'll each have one, and we'll do the lat.
An internal investigation by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office concluded that all jail employees and contractors followed the policies and procedures of the Sheriff's Office during this incident.
All right, buddy, stand up. Careful.
Medics with the Dayton Fire Department transported Isaiah to Miami Valley Hospital for further life-saving measures. Sadly, however, 19-year-old Isaiah Trammell died 3 days later from complications of blunt force head trauma. The coroner ruled that Isaiah was responsible for his own demise.
You're the child's dad?
Yeah, she hasn't seen me in a very long time, so she kind of freaked out and said, "Where's my mom? You're not my dad."
What's mom's name?
Might be Isis, might be Katrina.
You're trying to get a kid to come with you somewhere that is not where his parents are. That's not acceptable here or anywhere.
But he said hi, and I said, "Do I know you?"
Yeah, the kid was probably just very confused.
Are you attracted to kids?
Well, they're beautiful creatures. Yeah, I'm attracted to kids.
You are?
You're being detained.
Figure out what's going on. Okay, perfect. That's a good idea. Thank you.
On Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, a parent's worst nightmare shockingly comes to life when a strange man tries to lure a 10-year-old child onto a nearby boat. Terrified, the young girl attempts to flee from the man and approaches a few employees working at Coeur d'Alene, Idaho parasailing. The child quickly hides behind the workers and shakily tells them of the horrifying ordeal, to which the owner, Benjamin Rodriguez, discreetly dials 911. However, the disturbing nightmare is far from over, as police soon come face to face with their deranged suspect, who will go on to make one of the most shocking confessions ever caught on tape. When authorities arrive on the scene, Benjamin frantically makes his way to an officer, wasting no time in divulging the twisted tale.
This girl that's over there, the girl's crying, coming up to us saying this guy's trying to take her. This guy claims it's his daughter. The girl is not going with it. Where's over with another officer? With my partner? Yeah, no, I don't know. Another officer. So I'm getting the picture of this guy's trying to take her. So I'm like, well, let's go try to find a parent. Right. All right. So I'm walking, trying to play along because I know it's like not adding up. So we head over to the grass because he's like, I'm good. I can go. So he goes to some random girl. Okay. That's the kid's mom. Hey, miss, are you visiting a kid? No, I don't know the kid. I don't know this guy. The guy's like, well, I don't know what to tell you, but I gotta go. And I'm like, no, buddy, I'm with you here. You know, I'm not leaving you. I'm trying to take this girl, and the girl came to us, trying to get away from this. What's the mom look like? Oh, I forget. Okay. So how do you know the mom? I'm her husband. Well, we haven't been married in 3 years. We're not quite married. We're not actually going to get married, but we might. And it's like this freaking loose ends, man.
Officers quickly learn that the man in question is 42-year-old John Marshall Randolph. As they approach their suspect, it's blatantly clear that absolutely nothing is adding up. However, their questions will be answered soon enough.
How did you come across the child? You said she was down there by the parasail, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, take your hands out of your pockets for me. Thank you. I don't know. I had a friend shot in the face because somebody had their hands in their pockets. So, you know, we can continue this, or you can pay attention to what I'm asking you and telling you. Okay. Thank you. Now, you came across a child down by the parasailing thing, right? So what happened next?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay. Have you been drinking today?
No.
You took her, or you brought her to somebody.
I didn't bring her. She was running down by herself.
Right down by herself. Okay.
Yeah, and we came up here and she was down in the docks still. I thought, I thought she was still in the docks, but I don't know. He says that she's not. Where did you see her?
I'm gonna be able to nail it there.
To us.
Parking lot by the beach.
Came up to us.
So, you took the child to the parasailing people?
No, the child ran down there.
Okay. So how did you get involved in this?
I just saw the child run down there.
Okay. Did you try and stop the child or anything?
The child just ran down there. She said I was, well, I remember saying I'm her dad, because that's true.
You're the child's dad?
Yeah, she hasn't seen me in a very long time.
Okay.
So I apologize, but we were supposed to do a visitation with her mom and see the kid, you know? And so it was like the first time seeing her in a long time. And so she kind of freaked out and said, where's my mom? You're not my dad. I'm sorry. It probably wasn't the best way to like have a first visitation, but she found her mom and found the grass over there, and he saw that. Yeah, the kid was probably just very confused.
Despite John's explanation for his disturbing actions, he will soon twist his words into another attempt at clearing his name. However, police are about to learn that John is not who he claims to be. In fact, he's hiding a most disgusting secret, and he won't be able to conceal it for much longer.
Just out of curiosity, why would you just show up and be like, hey, I'm your dad?
You know, she exchanged, like I met her at the parking lot over there.
Okay. So you met her over there, and the kid was there. And can you take your hands out of your pocket for me, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. That's all right. And then when you met her and the child, who's the mom, actually? What's mom's name?
Might be Isis, might be Katrina, might be Mary.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Was the little girl with you over there when you contacted them at the bench?
Yes.
Okay. And then, so did she take off running at that point?
Yeah.
Okay. And then she ran, that's when she ran down the dock there?
All those fucking pedals are all the same. They all say the same shit.
Yeah.
It's pieces of shit.
Okay.
Silver
John, right now,
Smiling and shit.
I'm going to detain you.
Okay.
All right? You're not under arrest at this point, but you are being detained.
Okay. So we figure out what's going on. Okay, perfect. That's a good idea. Thank you.
John is oddly chipper for being detained, and his strange demeanor makes for an all the more disturbing investigation. However, this would only be amplified when police have a chance to speak with the victim, who turns out to actually be a 10-year-old boy, despite what John claims. It's heartbreaking to hear the child relive the traumatic experience.
Basically, he was over there and I was jumping off the dock and getting back on, and he was talking to my brother, and I don't know what they were saying, but he said hi, and I said, do I know you? And he said something about me growing super fast. Like he saw me when I was a baby. And he said he grew super slow, and then he high-fived me, and we were walking down, and he said he owned all those boats, and then he wanted me to go on boating with him, and then he wanted to do a parasail with me. And then I went to these people, and he also said that he was my mom's husband, and I was his son. And then he said something about like me together for a million years.
Did the guy say anything to you, dude? What did he say?
He just kept on calling me. He literally let me pick what name he was going to talk about.
The two brothers were swimming near the docks at Independence Point in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, when John creepily began to talk to the children. But the brave 10-year-old immediately knew what to do and quickly asked for help from Benjamin and his employees. Here, Benjamin gives a detailed recollection of those shocking moments captured by the security camera.
The kid and that dude. Yep. This kid's trying to get help. This dude's trying to convince him to not get help, right? So we're winding up for the day. Yep. Getting things done. And this is his last chance trying to convince this kid to not get help. Here comes the kid, comes over here, and they're like, hey, do you have any questions? Thinking they're, Paracel customers or something. And this kid's now crying, and he comes over to me, and he's like, he said, that's not my dad. And yes, I'm his dad. He just got up from a nap. He's groggy. He thinks like this when he wakes up from a nap. And we're just like, what the crap? He's like, well, you guys can leave, or you guys can stay here. I'm gonna go. And I'm like, Riley, you stay here with this kid. I'm gonna go follow this guy.
While Benjamin refused to let John out of his sight until police arrived, his employee, Riley Estes, helped the child find his mother.
Stoked. I hope that guy was like, I hope they get a lot of dirt on him. Get that creeper out of here, man.
As the sickening investigation continues, we'll learn that John does in fact have a bit of dirt on him, so to speak. However, in no way does it compare to his upcoming confession that will stop authorities dead in their tracks. Back at the police vehicle, John tells an officer that he works close by, but authorities could have never guessed the suspect's profession.
Where's your office at? In that building?
The diamond building over there, the 250.
Okay. What office? What is it?
My lawyer.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been there at that office?
Over a year.
Over a year?
I moved in
Piece of shit.
2021?
Yeah.
It's like a month ago. Yeah.
Shockingly, John is telling the truth. He informs the officer that he opened his practice, the law office of John Randolph, in Spokane, Washington back in 2015, although he recently moved to Idaho only 1 year prior to his current encounter with police. According to several reviews, John is held in high regard as an attorney, even winning a Client's Choice Award in 2020. However, there's a side of the lawyer that hasn't made its way into the light just yet, but this will take a drastic turn in just a matter of minutes.
What brought you over here?
I went through a divorce with the wife.
How long were you married?
Excuses.
This time we've been married.
Just stand here and think about what I'm going to say.
What? How long were you married for? Pretty high.
Another officer is a bit suspicious of John and questions him further about his law practice.
Been over in this office here for about a month.
I can show you my office. It's got a swimming pool and like a saltwater swimming pool, a jacuzzi, tennis courts, a parking garage. I got a big leather couch, and art all over the office and stuff like that.
What do you do for work?
I practice law.
Law?
Yeah.
Right on. What do you, like, civil, criminal? What do you do?
I don't do criminal much because it's kind of weird, like the criminals.
According to his website, John practices personal injury, general litigation, and family law. Ironically, it now looks like he may be the one who needs an attorney, and for a most sickening reason.
So the boy you were following, do you own these boats right here? Do you own any boat?
Yeah, all of them.
You own all of them? Okay. Did you ask that boy to go on the boats with you? For a boat ride?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I think so.
Okay. Why would you ask him to go on the boat with you?
My stepson.
I thought you were saying that it was a girl, though.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. Got a weird memory about this.
Did you want to go parasailing with him, too?
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Well, did you say that?
Probably.
Okay. Why would you ask him to go parasailing with you?
Because it's fun. It's like this big parachute. You go up into the air, you go down the lake. It's amazing, and there's crystal waters that look like diamonds. And...
But that's not your son.
Oh, isn't it? Okay. I'm sorry.
Or daughter.
Yeah, he knew that. That's fucking.
That's not. You don't tell me sorry. That's your fault. You're trying to get a kid to come with you somewhere that is not where his parents are. That's not acceptable. here or anywhere? You were guys like talking and calling me Charlie? You even have a stepson?
Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental illness? What were you diagnosed with? Bipolar. Take any medications for that?
Not currently.
Not currently. Are you supposed to be taking any medications?
No, my doctor.
Apparently, John is allegedly hiding a rather tumultuous past. A woman who would like to remain anonymous asserts that the suspect is a ticking time bomb. You don't know when he's going to relapse. Just wait until he unveils his most sick and twisted confession.
Do you come down here often?
Yeah.
Do you talk to kids often?
No.
Why today?
My birthday.
It's your birthday? Are you attracted to kids?
Yeah,
Really?
you are.
Well, they're beautiful creatures.
Huh?
Yeah.
What? I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm attracted to kids.
You are? You watch child?
Yeah, he does.
You're just attracted to kids? What makes you attracted to them?
They're beautiful creatures of God.
Following his disturbing admission, John was arrested and charged with one count of child enticement. However, according to Idaho law, because the charge is a misdemeanor offense, a suspect can only be placed under arrest if at least one of two conditions are met. Either an officer must witness the alleged crime, or the suspect has a warrant. On account of these conditions, an officer contacted the mother of the child, along with Benjamin Rodriguez, and the two then placed John under citizen's arrest. The 42-year-old was then booked into the Kootenai County Jail. According to police documents, John would go on to make another bogus claim, this time saying that he believed the child to be his son from the future, thus why he wanted to take him parasailing. Yet it would only be another failed attempt at explaining his monstrous actions. An update provided by a local news source approximately 1 week after the incident reported that John pleaded guilty to disturbing the peace. As a result, he served 1 day in jail and was ordered to pay a $1,000 fine, although it appears that John is still working as an attorney currently.
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster. You're a child.
God preaches forgiveness, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna preach forgiveness when I put my hands on your throat, you stupid mother.
I understand your pissed, man.
No, you don't get, you dumb.
When parents learned their 13-year-old son had been having explicit conversations with a female on his phone, a brief intervention soon escalates into a disturbing investigation that horrifies everyone. As officers investigate the case, a series of shocking testimonies emerge, exposing this horrifying act that managed to remain hidden for so long.
Well, his childhood is already gone, you know what I mean? Like, he's 13.
It was after 11 p.m. on March 21, 2018, when 27-year-old Brittany Zamora called John, the father of a 13-year-old boy who just made a horrifying discovery on his son's phone. John speaks on 2 occasions that are a part of police records. From the instant the call begins, one of the speakers is emotionally volatile. The following footage has mostly never been seen before.
Yes. What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster. You're a child. Do you understand me? No.
Why do you say that?
Oh, see, I'm a lot smarter than you.
No, it's a woman.
I'm so
Holy
much
shit.
smarter than you. You do not understand how much smarter than you I am. I got you. I want you to know that now. I got you. Do me a favor. Do not call this number back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court. I am coming for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a warrant. I am coming for
somebody
you.
fucking texting him too. It's a woman instead of a guy. What? How often does that happen?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm a 13-year-old. my God.
Yeah, you have a wonderful evening, okay, you stupid.
Oh, this is so fucked up.
Can you explain to me? Can we meet, to talk about this? Is there something we can settle out, outside?
Oh yeah, that's what we can do. So I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. No, Ms. Zamora, do me a favor. Do not call me back again. Do you understand me? Make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He is right here. Can he talk to you?
Oh yeah, put your husband on the phone. I'm more than happy to talk to that dumb mother too.
Earlier that afternoon, Maria found some questionable messages on her stepson's phone through a tracking app. When she noticed the name of the person on those messages, she was horrified to discover it was none other than her son's 6th grade teacher, Brittany Zamora. Alarmed, she immediately informed her husband John. When John confronts Brittany, her husband Daniel rushes to her defense, utterly unaware of the devastating truth that lies beneath the surface.
Hey, man.
Hey, don't say hey man to me. You got a monster. If I was you, you stupid mother, I'd leave her.
Man, listen.
No, listen to me, you stupid mother. I'll cave your stupid head. Do you want to? I'd love to put my hands on. You're a stupid mother. You know that? You dumb mother. You dumb mother.
Think about, God preaches forgiveness, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna preach forgiveness when I put my hands on your throat, you stupid mother.
I understand you're pissed, man.
No, you don't get it, you dumb. Listen to me. I am not gonna settle outside of court. There's not enough money you could possibly offer me to settle this. Get that through your head. Your woman is a monster. Hey, you want me to tell you the whole story? She had another 13-year-old in there watching the whole thing. She's a monster.
Soon Daniel is going to face a rude shock, one that will impact not only him, but the entire community.
So, man, look, this whole situation is crazy. I've never heard of anything like this in my entire life, and I'm sure as a parent, you gotta be livid, pissed, downright hurt.
Stab this mother.
You trust the system. You trust the system. And honestly, this sucks as a husband. As a husband, I am distraught. Let down. I understand. And I'm sure as a husband, you know how this would do to you.
Well, dude, see, the thing is, I don't get with the monster.
I know. God, it's the worst for me. I'm pretty much throwing up. She's confided in me and told me just now all the truth, and it's man, I'm shaking.
Well, explain to me what she's told you.
As a man, I can't really.
No, I want to know. You said she confided in you. Let me know what she told you so I can tell you she told you everything. Let me know if she told you everything. Grab some nuts and talk to me like a man. What the did she tell you she did to a 13-year-old boy?
To be honest, it's more of just the messaging. And
oh, so she didn't tell you everything then? Oh, man.
I'm hearing it from you, sir. I'm hearing it from you.
Well, you ain't gonna hear else from me. Not a thing.
Despite the horrid details that John reveals to Daniel,
what the hell is... Can you guys explain to me what LLI or LLYSM means? What the fuck is that? Yeah, this
he comes up with a proposition that only escalates matters.
So what I'm asking you is if you could possibly, Brittany has been a great teacher for a long time. 5 years she's done. done so much for so many students and raised so many people's lives from the ghetto. She's been to, parents' homes to talk to students. She's really done the tutoring program. She's done so much, and she made a huge mistake. The biggest mistake of anybody could ever make in the whole entire world. But she got invested in a very, very, very bright, smart, and great student, honestly, and a great person, and probably comes from y'all, honestly. And I get it, man. You probably don't even want to hear my voice, and I wouldn't want to hear my voice either.
I'd like to hear your voice when I got my hands around your throat. Your wife decided to be a monster and prey on a child. She scarred my son mentally. Do you understand what a 13-year-old boy did? Do you get that at all?
What Daniel Zamora does not know yet is that earlier that afternoon, the boy confessed to his parents that not only had he and his teacher been exchanging explicit text messages, but Brittany had been sexually assaulting him on more than one occasion. However, this appalling information still doesn't reveal the full extent of this devastating ordeal.
What would you say happened? So I know, as a husband, man, I want to know.
Bro, let me just tell you something. I'm not going to go any further because I need to make sure that you guys understand one thing, is that the lawyers will tell you everything that happened. But I'm trying to warn you, my man. What I'm trying to warn you, my man, is you don't get yourself involved, brother. Don't do that.
Man, that's not what a real man would do.
Well, then look, I'm just going to tell you right now. This is the last thing I'm going to tell you before I hang up on you. Don't waste your time calling me back right now. But what I am going to tell you is, stay by her, bro. Do that. Your mom, your dad, her dad, everybody's going to know what this sick did. Everybody. You have a wonderful evening. Don't call this phone back. Have a good one.
The following morning, an officer arrives at 6:30 a.m. at the family's home to collect the boy's cell phone and assess the situation.
Our detectives have asked for is it a tablet?
No, it's a cell phone, sir.
Whatever the cell phone is, that if we can seize that at this point, because they need the evidence. Are you okay with that?
Seizing it, I don't like the idea, and I told the principal. The only problem is I told the principal he's expecting me to show him all this too.
The criminal investigations obviously will be shared because he's the one that reported this to us.
Yeah.
So it'll all be shared with the principal.
Before speaking with Brittany, John notified the school principal about the deeply disturbing secrets his son revealed. The principal immediately called police and put Brittany on administrative leave pending an investigation. But this is only the beginning. Police and the parents are yet to discover even more outraging information about this incident.
It specifically happened at the school?
Yes, in the classroom.
Okay. There's nobody else around?
I believe there might have been another boy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But not doing it with her, just like a lookout.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure yet.
How many times did this happen?
I think it happened 3 times.
Okay.
Well, the problem is he's barely coming out with all the truth. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know. Yeah. He's 13. I mean,
yeah.
probably
scared us right now.
The testimony of this other boy who witnessed the crime will soon reveal chilling details that will leave the investigators stunned. As the officer asks more questions, John elaborates on the complaint he registered with the police department after receiving harassing calls from Brittany and Daniel, who pleaded with him not to make an official complaint about the incident.
She called you several times, and you
Yes.
called them about harassment, correct?
Yeah, but the thing is, she called that phone. She called from a
Well, we
restricted
got
number.
two missed calls from a restricted number to that phone, and another call that was, when we called it back, it was a Circle K.
Okay.
But when we said hello, hello, nobody responded. So that was on his phone.
Okay.
Then a few hours later, we got a call from an unknown number, and we didn't know if it was one of you guys or what. So he answered.
It wasn't an unknown. It was a phone number. Like, you could visually see the phone number.
Okay.
According to the police report, during the phone calls, the Zamoras repeatedly suggested they meet up and settle this matter outside.
This is sickening, dude. Well, the thing is, it's just like, what I don't understand is, like, how big of a weirdo do you have to be to protect somebody like this?
No, I get
makes
it.
no sense. It's just nasty, man.
This is, yeah, like you said, you see these on national news all the time.
And I say that's what I'm trying to keep out.
Later that morning, 2 new officers meet with the parents and the principal, Timothy Dickey, at the school, as Maria begins by informing the officer about the discovery she made on her stepson's phone. None of them are aware of the horrifying revelations that are still to come.
So I'm reading through the conversations, and I've done this before with other conversations of his as well. But this time I saw at the bottom that it had Mrs. Zamora Instagram profile.
Okay.
That's her name. And then what confirmed it is her first name was used in the conversation where either he wrote it or she wrote it.
Okay.
And they put last name. And so then the conversation just kept on. And it was like he was talking to a girl, like his girlfriend. So I showed my husband the conversation, and then when he came home, we talked to my son, and we told him, we need you to be completely honest right now. We already know the answer to everything we're going to ask, so we just need you to tell us the truth.
Okay.
So we showed him the conversation and said, who is this? Who are you talking to? And he said, my teacher.
Okay.
And so my husband just told him,
Okay.
have you done anything with your teacher? And he said, yes.
He said yes.
On confrontation, the boy revealed further disturbing details to his stepmother.
He told us that when he asked for permission to stay after school to help with the talent show, to set up and make posters, he's doing good. It's the best he's ever done in school, so we are letting him do other things, like participate in sports. And so when he asked to stay after and help, we didn't see an issue with it.
Right.
He even brought home a permission slip to sign and everything. So we said, yeah, go ahead. If they need your help, stay.
Okay.
And he said that that's when it happened.
Maria, the stepmother, begins to detail how she believes the teacher groomed her child. Approximately a month prior to when things went this far, there had been rumors circulating throughout the class that Brittany had been favoring the victim. However, while some students complained he was getting more attention than they were, others had an intuition that there was more to this behavior. In a later interview at the Southwest Family Advocacy Center, the victim's best friend and witness to these events sheds more light on the rumors that had been circulating. Much of this victim's interview will become crucial to the case.
People started saying rumors, but they're actually true, obviously. One girl was saying a rumor about how probably got Zamora pregnant. And there's just other rumors about how they're so close to each other, how they might be dating.
When the rumors got out of hand, the principal paid a visit to the class.
And then Mr. Dickey came, he's the principal, Mr. Dickey, was talking to us, saying, you guys should stop these rumors, and talking about how can you solve this situation by telling the principal, just solving it by teacher, just talking to them. Rumors, and then we wrote on a piece of paper how to solve that situation, those rumors, tell the principal and stuff.
The way we actually confirmed it, I told my son, you're going to Texas. I'm sorry to use this language, you guys want the truth? And I said, you're going to trap her. You're going to make her tell me everything through these messages, and that phone has everything you need to know on that. Everything.
Okay. Took screenshots because
I can show you right now what the messages say if any of you guys have the stomach to freaking read it.
Understandably upset by such a despicable crime affecting their son, the parents' emotions overflow into grief, but they're still unaware that this is only the beginning of even darker revelations yet to come.
We just don't, his childhood is already gone, you know what I mean? Like, he's 13.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You take a moment, please.
When Brittany heard about the interviews the principal conducted, she reportedly came into his office frantic and crying, telling the principal that the only thing she cared about were her husband and her career. While Principal Dickey asked the victim to stop spending recess time with Brittany, he tried to look for more evidence at school.
Is there any documented history between Brittany and the student?
The following day, after the completion of this interview, Principal Dickey called the officers again to report that the substitute teacher appointed for Brittany's class had discovered some notes in a cupboard that Brittany and the victim had written to each other. With more distressing details revealed in these notes, police execute a search warrant issued on Brittany's house and vehicle. During this search, Daniel once again tries to defend his wife.
You guys have no kids, right?
Yes, sir. I wish now. Now I really do.
Why do you wish you had kids now?
Also, I can have, so I don't know all of what's going to happen right here, so just have a little more pieces of her. Pretty much been an awesome teacher for a long time, one teacher of the year. Really? Straight A student, all through high school, college, a bachelor's degree, and her master's.
When did she earn that teacher of the year?
2 years ago, I believe, at Littleton Elementary. She's impressive. She's been doing so many good things for so long. For the students at school, she's been really invested. And that's probably attributed to some of this. She's really been invested all her career.
With several statements pointing in Brittany's direction, police now turn to the victim and the witness to record the unsettling details they're about to share. After seeking consent from the parents, officials begin to interview the victim.
I was texting my teacher on Classcraft because she made an announcement to the class that she was going to be at school, and for us to text her because she'll be bored. So she said to text her so she wouldn't be bored. And I said, "Hi, Miss Mora," and then she texted back, "Hi," and then we just started texting. I can't remember all we texted, but then she was like, "Would it be weird if I sent you a winky face?" I was like, "No, it's just a winky face, LOL." And then we kept texting, and I don't remember all we texted, but I was in my room, and she said, she's like, "I was bored." She said, "I'm bored." I said, "LOL, I am too." And then she said, "Come over," and I said, "On my way," and put the car, and I was like, "JK." And then we were talking about a school dance, and she said, "Are you gonna come?" And I was like, "I don't think so, I might though." And she's like, "Oh, Salty Bae," and she called herself Bae. And I was like, and I just brushed off. I was like, "LOL." Yeah, we would flirt a lot. And we would be at recess, and I would talk to her, and we would flirt at recess. And then, our principal said that we couldn't do that. We couldn't talk at recess no more, that I needed to go hang out because other kids are getting jealous that I was talking to her and not them. And so I stopped talking to her at recess. And then I would just keep texting. I would text her.
When does the flirting begin?
The first time she flirted with me was a time where she said, "Well, would it be weird if you send a winky face?" And she's like, "Come over, tell her school and everything." That's the first time she ever flirted with me.
Do you remember if that happened before Christmas or after Christmas or something else?
I just think it was before because she said that it would suck for Christmas break because she wouldn't be able to see me. So it was before, definitely.
The victim continues to describe how things escalated from there when he snuck out from his grandparents' home to meet with Brittany one night, and it was far more disturbing than anyone ever predicted.
Hey, it's Laura.
The interviewer broaches over the more unsettling subjects and makes notes of the events leading up to that revolting act. It wouldn't be long after this that Brittany began making distressing advances on the young boy in the most innocent setting.
Where in the classroom exactly were you at when that happened?
At her desk.
At her desk. Is there another time that something happened?
Yeah, she's done that a couple times, but I can't remember every time. That was just like the first time.
As the 11-year-old witness begins his interview, it is tragically obvious that given his age, he does not understand everything that he has witnessed.
I was one of the witnesses, or one of the people that saw Ms. Zamora and my friend. One night, I wasn't there though, told me that, because he was at his grandparents' house, and he snuck out like at 12 or 11, and he went in the car like 3 weeks ago or a month ago.
Did you see them text her? Did you see with your own eyes them texting you every day?
Yeah, he did show me messages, and like he said, "Oh, me and Zamora are texting." Yeah, so I saw it with my own eyes.
So tell me everything about the messages. What did they say?
They were just flirting.
So what do you mean they were flirting?
Like, they're texting dirty stuff. Like on Instagram, they text dirty stuff. And then every day, Ms. Zamora and messages, so like no one will catch them texting, because it isn't supposed to text Ms. Zamora. So, and then when her mom, that he'd been texting and texting Ms. Zamora in class cry, he said, "Oh, we should not be texting," but then now they started texting on Instagram.
Back in the interview with the victim, the boy says something so unbelievably harrowing that the interviewer is left almost speechless.
She'd be like, "Okay, class, time for CNN 10, get your snacks out and like go find a place to sit down." And then I wouldn't really ever bring a snack. I would just like go up there and I'd press play and I would like put my hand behind the chair, and that's when I did that. And then she would like stand behind me.
The witness elaborates further that Brittany often organized viewings of a daily news program for students called CNN 10 and the deplorable acts that really transpired during these sessions.
When we're watching CNN 10, everyone watches CNN 10, and then she has a desk, and then this is a screen, everyone looks that way. So Lauren said like to come over here so we can have cover, so no one can see.
Is there a time that, did you ever look?
Look, no.
Okay.
Because they told me like not to look.
Okay, so that happened one time or more than one time?
More than one time. Like every day, like at 2:40, we do CNN 10. And like, not every day because people want to do CNN 10 and like touch the computer and like pause and stuff. But most of the time, you do it, yeah.
As the interview continues, the victim shares more about the beginning of this awful act and how it affected his friendship with the witness.
So was that this school year or a different school year?
This school year.
The school year.
This is the first time I went to this school.
So tell me about the friend that knew.
I told him. But he was like mad because I was like talking to her. He's like, "Bro, do you like her?" Like, no. He's like, "Bro, tell me the truth." And he's like mad. He's like, "Bro, you're not a good friend." And then I like told him. And then he was like, "Alright, I won't tell nobody." But when like that happened, like turn around, and then he said, and then when we were walking back to his house, he's like, "Bro, can I tell you something?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "You promise not to get mad?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I was watching." I was like, "Well, I wouldn't get mad. I just told you not to look."
When this happened, where exactly were you at?
In the corner.
In the corner of?
The room.
Of your schoolroom?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it a different room?
No,
or?
it was our classroom.
It's your classroom. And where was everybody?
They were all gone.
In a revelation that distresses everyone, the victim discloses that Brittany had been using the witness as a lookout.
Tell me what her dress looked like.
I can't remember that time. But the second time, I remember it was black.
The second time? Was that the time in the car? Or do you mean?
No, that was the first time was the time in the car. And then, like, that, actually, I'm sorry, I messed up. That was the third time. And the first time was the time in the car, then it was at the talent show, and the second one was the second day of the talent show.
But these nauseating actions weren't only limited to school. Brittany often engaged in more abhorrent behavior outside.
How did she send that to you? Like, what was the social media platform that?
Instagram.
Instagram. Is there a time that someone else saw one of those pictures?
My friend, he's seen that one.
And what friend?
He's been my best friend since 3rd grade.
What school does he go to?
Legacy.
Is that the same school you go to?
No.
Okay.
I used to go to that school, but I don't anymore.
About anything?
Oh yeah, I did.
And what did you tell me everything?
When she first came over to my grandparents' house, I told him that, and then I would just tell him when I flirted with her.
Then you told him what? I'm sorry.
I told him I would tell him about when I flirted with her, but that's it.
You talked about several of them. Did you use anything else other than Instagram?
Oh, well, I texted her one time off her number, and Snapchat. We used Snapchat, but we didn't really text off numbers a lot.
Did she ever ask you for pictures? Or did you ever send her pictures?
Yeah, I sent her pictures.
The witness also volunteers some details which, sadly, reveal that he was also subjected to a similar incident where Brittany had shown him explicit images in her phone. Both the boys had also observed Brittany's concerns about anyone finding out about this arrangement.
I told my friend, and then I told her that I told him. And then she said she was like mad for a little bit, but then like she got over it.
So how do you know she was mad?
Cause she's like, that's messed up. That's what she said, and she was like mad at me, but I didn't really care.
Ms. Zamora, found out that I knew, a lot about them. Ms. Zamora said, what about if we get caught? I can go to jail. And what about if, or tells anyone, we'll get in deep trouble.
As the interviews come to a close, both the boys have poignant things to say, summarizing their feelings about the entire situation.
My stomach just hurts. I don't feel good. I feel like I'm sick.
It's weird how a 27-year-old can love a 13-year-old and do stuff. It's just crazy. He's not a good person. Makes me sad and mad. Mad because he's a bad influence, bad person. She deserves to be in jail. Makes me sad because she was my 6th grade teacher.
On the same day, the parents were interviewed at the school, and John placed a one-party consent call to Brittany Zamora in the presence of 2 police officers. During this call, they don't know yet that Daniel is frantically texting her, leaving notes on what to say to the investigators. Some of these messages said, cry, seem helpless, be apologetic a ton, and don't admit to any relationship because we both know there isn't one and nothing happened. Just stupid fantasy that went too far. Brittany again asked to settle the matter outside of court. A short time after the incriminating call ended, Brittany Zamora left her home, was intercepted by police, and taken into custody.
As I said before, this officer has a body cam on him as well, so just to make you feel more comfortable, even though...
Hey, Brittany, come on over here.
Yeah.
Did you double lock?
I didn't. I don't actually wear my keys.
Okay. Brittany, I'm going to turn your wrist in here, okay?
No, we just want to make sure they don't pinch you.
Okay.
She agrees to a brief interview with a detective, her typical outgoing personality now replaced with a timid mask.
So I wanted you to explain, how this came to happen.
Can I have an attorney?
You can. Is that what you want?
Alright.
Alright.
I just don't want to go traveling.
That's fine.
Will I be going home today?
No.
So will I be in jail? Do these type of things happen in public?
They don't have to be made public, but you've kind of been in the school industry long enough to know that when something happens at a school, letters end up having to go out and people ask questions.
Well, hypothetically speaking, what is the typical consequence?
you, I know, I can't give you a black and white answer to that. You know, they take a lot of things into consideration.
But I never did anything.
So,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
What are the next steps?
The next step is basically you do go to jail
Okay.
tonight. I submit some paperwork.
I'm little. They're gonna tear me apart.
Well, I mean, if you have problems with somebody, you can voice that to somebody, okay?
The reality of the consequences she's about to face begins to finally settle in.
I am the best husband in the world.
Okay.
Well,
What's that?
On July 12, 2019, Zamora entered a guilty plea to a Class 2 felony of sexual conduct with a minor, a Class 3 felony of attempted molestation of a child, and a Class 5 felony of public sexual indecency. She was sentenced to 20 years in the Department of Corrections in Arizona State Prison. She will be registered as a sex offender upon release and be on probation for the rest of her life. She also filed for divorce from Daniel while in jail.
I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a security camera in that room. Yeah, they caught everything on camera.
You don't think he was playing with him?
Playing? Oh, no, ma'am. He's going to jail tonight.
Police are called to a small private school in Ocala, Florida, after the principal is accused of trapping a 5th grade student in a room and assaulting him for nearly an hour. The following report is based on police records, and most of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that the suspect in question and all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law.
How you doing, sir? God bless you.
How you doing? Do you know why I'm here?
Yes, we had called because we just got a report that that our principal mishandled one of our kids today.
Your principal did?
Yes.
Do you have a video of it?
Yes. Yes, they have a video of it. That's the executive principal right now.
We have video of it, but the person who can pull it up is on their way in maybe about 30 minutes before they can get here.
Are you the one that called 911?
She called 911. She's our pastor. I'm the founder. She's the founder of the school.
Destiny Leadership Academy is a Christian school started by Lily Tuggerson, known as Apostle T to her congregants at Immerse, the Pentecostal church nearby. It's clear immediately that the line between school employees and church followers is somewhat blurry.
Now, we haven't talked to the parent.
The parent doesn't know?
I don't know.
We are not sure. She hasn't called us.
But we haven't talked to him.
Okay. When did you find out about this?
I found out about it about 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. Okay. The teacher called me.
And she came to the church and told me about it. And I told her we're going to call the sheriff department right now.
Neither the child nor the principal himself are still on campus, leaving the police with only names and descriptions at this point.
His name is Donnie Prophet.
His last name's Prophet?
Yes. I can't believe he would do something like that.
How old is the kid?
I think he's like in the 5th grade.
Do you know where it took place at?
No, Dr. Wagner. She knows.
Is this a school?
Yes.
Oh.
This is a school. I didn't talk to Brother Prophet about it. I mean, he's a member of our church too. Mm-hmm. So I didn't talk to him, and I didn't call the parent yet.
It'll be some time before the school secretary arrives with the surveillance video. But Dr. Vi, Destiny's executive principal, has already seen the footage, and even her description of it sounds appalling.
In that video, what did you see?
I saw the principal in severe physical confrontation with the student.
And what physical did you see?
I saw him throw the kid on the floor at one point.
And what do you mean by throw? Did he pick him up? Did he push him?
I saw a slinging.
He slinged him like that?
Yes, and then at one point he was on top of the kid.
As horrifying as these details sound, the deputy seems to wonder if something precipitated the confrontation.
Did the kid do anything to invoke this, to lead up to this? Did the kid strike him? Did they have problems in the past?
They've had problems in the past.
They've had problems in the past.
They've been the best friends.
So this is an ongoing issue?
I think so.
Okay.
And it's not.
But what led? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What did he was just in anger rage, so he took it on the kid.
My understanding is that he called the kids in because they're the leaders and said that in order for you to graduate, you got to write a 5-page essay. I think he said he was not going to do it. He didn't understand why they would have to do that. And so the kid is in the video. He put his head down on the desk. And so from that point, I think the principal was trying to make the kid do what he said.
As the deputies step out to discuss the case, one of them gets the first inkling that something is off, a feeling that will only grow in the coming hours.
Well, this sounds like an aggravated child abuse arrest.
This sounds like a headlines case. Principal of Destiny Leadership Academy arrested for aggravated child abuse.
This happened like 2 o'clock this afternoon. The kid went home. She told me he's lumped up pretty bad. The parent didn't see this? The parent didn't see the marks on this kid's face? That's a little weird. And then they waited to, the secretary and the teacher waited till 30 minutes ago to finally tell them about, oh yeah, by the way, you should know about this.
The deputies run Dante Prophet's name through their system, but this standard scan returns a shocking result.
Can you imagine he's a suspect?
Another case?
He just got arrested last year.
For what? Battery?
He got arrested on a warrant last year.
He got arrested on a warrant and he's principal of this private school.
He got arrested for a probation violation, felony, 1 count, attempt to commit interfering with child custody.
As stunning as this revelation is, the deputy soon realizes that he hasn't seen the worst of it.
Lewd and lascivious molestation.
You're joking.
Swear.
10-15 for it?
Yeah. I bet they don't know that. I can't wait to tell them.
As eager as the police are to share these details with the school's administrators, the reaction they get is nearly as surprising as the news itself.
Question. Do you guys do screening before you do a hiring process?
Yes, we do.
You do?
Yes.
Well, I just looked up Dante and...
Yes, I know. You know him.
Do you know of the serious charges that he's against him?
He's been arrested twice out of Marion County alone.
1 for molestation?
We didn't check any other
One for
counties.
what?
Child molestation.
Okay, that's the accusation. Yes, that was the accusation.
Well, he got arrested for it.
Yeah.
And then the other one is interference with child custody felony.
Is what?
Interference with child custody felony.
What is that?
Basically means that a parent or a guardian said, give me my kid. He said, I'm not giving you the kid.
Yeah, he refused to give somebody's kids back. So that means he took somebody's kid, or a kid went with him somewhere to his house or something, and he refused to return the kid after the kid was put in missing. A kid that's not his.
Yeah, he's very protected.
The revelation that school officials already knew about some of Dante's history is astonishing, and the deputy tries to make them understand the potential problem they have on their hands.
I'm sure your parents don't want to find out that you got a guy, a principal at your school, that's molestation charges and interference with child custody.
A lot of them know him, though.
Okay, but that's...
Like personally?
Yes.
I got you. I mean, if I had a child and I found out my principal of my children's school,
Yeah.
I'd be freaking out.
Right. He knows a lot of them. He's very personable. This part I didn't know about it, so the accusation came. But he mentor like teenage boys and stuff, and help them finish their high school and help them go to college. So all of that.
The deputy's frustration is mounting, but it seems that school officials have already dealt with some of these concerns.
That's the same thing that anybody can have access to if they pull up his name, right? They should be able to see that.
Yeah.
But some, because a parent or two had mentioned it, but they were still, because he had done such a good job last year, they were still willing to stand behind him and let their kids come
And
back.
now look what happened.
He was not on his meds, that's what I'm gonna say.
I didn't know he took meds.
Yes, he does.
What does he take meds for?
Hyper, whatever, age.
Oh, wait, ADHD?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
ADHD, I'm not beating kids.
What you said?
I said, I got ADHD and I'm not beating kids.
The deputy steps aside once again to let his superior know about his accumulating suspicions.
And the owner and the head person here all know about his problems. And they're nervous as hell right now because they realize, they know if when I watch this video and it shows what they're saying to me, I'm gonna have to go arrest them. But my thing is, they're saying the kid's all welted up and stuff like that. The teacher knew about it. The teacher didn't say jack until later tonight when she was confronted about it. Yeah, so I think it was a little hush-hush job going on here because they have already admitted to me that a couple of parents have came forward to them about, hey, what's up with this dude? We looked into him, and they're kind of like hushing him down, like, oh, no, it's nothing. I think these people know that they're probably in for a lawsuit because they're acting real nervous. And like, oh, yeah, we knew about his past, but the parents still loved him. I go, okay.
The deputies know about the charges on Dante's record, but it's only when they pull up the official filing that they begin to piece together specifics about what the principal was arrested for 7 years ago.
In the summer of 2017, I was staying at the Royal Kids Camp where Prophet was camp counselor. Yep. The camp allowing counselor to contact him if necessary. He said Prophet contacted him for the first time. Himself and his nephew.
According to the Ocala Police Department report, Dante gave letters to the child at the end of camp, writing in part, "You know that I love you and I always will." Dante kept in touch with the child over the coming months, inviting him to his apartment to watch a movie in November 2017. The report alleges that Dante laid down behind the minor on the couch and asked him, "Do you feel that?" when there was inappropriate contact. According to the report, both the victim and Dante were clothed at the time.
Awesome. And he's not a registered sexton?
No, I think he was too young. I think it was fell into Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, his age?
Yeah.
Oh.
At the time, he fell into Romeo and Juliet, which just means he doesn't have to register as a sex offender.
Under Florida's Romeo and Juliet law, offenders who meet certain criteria can avoid the official offender registry, even if they're convicted of the underlying crime. It should be noted, however, that in Dante's case, prosecutors dropped the molestation charge entirely, and the court withheld adjudication on the charge of interfering with child custody. His Prophet organization website credits him with having faced and overcome false charges.
So you got one.
So fucking stupid.
Yeah, you got one. Good for him. Well, he's not getting lucky tonight. I promise you.
The surveillance video will undoubtedly be crucial to the investigation, but the deputies know they must also speak to the victim. The founder of the school calls the child's mom and passes her phone to the deputy, a decision she may soon regret.
Here, you want me to talk to her?
The sheriff want to talk to you.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hey, do you mind bringing your son up here so we can talk to you guys? Because we're going to have to talk to him regardless.
I understand. I'm just a little taken aback right now. I'm just trying to get my bearings because I was almost asleep myself.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm supposed to wake my son up and bring him out there?
Yes, ma'am. Have you noticed any bruising or lumps or anything on your son's face or body or anything?
He felt like Mr. Prophet hit him with something. I said, I don't know if they was horse playing. I don't know, but I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
The mom ultimately agrees to bring him up to the school, but as the deputy hands the pastor's phone back, he notices something alarming in her recent call history.
All right. Did you call Donnie Prophet?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Why I called him?
Yeah, why'd you call? Did you talk to him on the phone?
No.
Don't call him back.
Don't call him.
If he calls you back, don't tell him we're here. Don't tell him he's under investigation. Don't ask him about what happened.
Do not call him, please. These are very serious charges.
Yeah, we want to get our ducks in a row before we talk to him, before he has time to put a story together in his head about what happened.
Or leave town.
Yeah.
Realizing that the school's other top official, Dr. Vi, has disappeared from view, the deputies track her down to make sure she's not also trying to reach out to Dante.
Ma'am?
Just my head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she called him twice, and I saw that it wasn't a missed call either. It was an answer because I saw the seconds next to it. Did you? Yeah. She probably called him and warned him. Have you tried to call Donnie?
Apostle did.
I know. Did you? Yeah.
Did she talk to him? No, he didn't answer.
Okay, good. Yeah, we can't have people calling him.
Pardon?
So we can't have people calling him.
You don't want people calling him?
No. He's got a history of running.
While the officer mentions about Dante's history of running, we haven't been able to confirm the basis of this statement from the records we have access to. Before police can think about tracking Dante down, however, they need the full story. The 5th grade victim arrives, giving them their first chance to hear about the incident firsthand.
So, what happened today, Mom? What happened between you and Mr. Prophet?
The boy begins with a story that matches what Dr. Vi said earlier. He was pulled from class along with a few other 5th grade boys. Soon enough, however, the other boys were sent away and he was left alone in the room with the principal.
I didn't want to be in the room at that time. So I couldn't even excuse myself because he wouldn't even let me go to the door.
Did he ever throw you on the ground?
He did hit me on the ground.
He did hit you?
And I don't think like that.
Where did he hit you?
Well, the thing that hurts the most is the side of my
Can I see your hip?
Yeah, right here. Like it's right here.
Here, show me it. You're okay.
You're outside. I got you. I'm right here. Go ahead.
Right there.
Here, show me.
He wants you to see. He wants to see.
It was like a line, a big line, but and she was like, it looked like you got hit hard.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, that's why Mr. Prophet hit me with that computer cord thing.
Yeah.
The child's mother says that she first heard something about the altercation during a doctor's appointment this afternoon.
He told the doctor, like, what do you do about all over body pain? I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, he goes, well, you know, just all over body pain, like really it hurts here. And
It hurt his hips?
Yeah, he said it hurts here.
Did he told the doctor that?
He told the doctor on the television. He said.
Oh, it was a television.
Yeah, it was a television. She was like, I said, well, maybe it's growing pains, you know, because he's getting tall.
Do you need anything else to tell us, buddy? Did he touch
Listen to me. Watch me. Look at Mama. You are safe.
Oh, I'm gonna make sure of that, Bubba. I promise you
You are
that.
safe. And I will protect you with everything. If there's something you need to say, you need to say it. We will take it and we will do what we have to do to make sure everything is right, okay? Did Mr. Prophet touch you in any way that is not appropriate?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, right.
What did or didn't happen today will soon be clear because the secretary finally arrives with her computer. And it won't be long before the police realize that this incident was far worse than the descriptions made it sound.
Is the video on your laptop?
Yes.
There's multiple. I don't
Multiple? All today?
Okay.
I don't need to see it.
You know what you need. No, you need to, but you don't. Go on. Okay, please.
The video begins with Dante sitting across from the boy, who has his head down on the desk. The principal gets up and walks over to the boy and begins prodding him, perhaps in an attempt to get his attention. But it isn't long before these antagonizing taunts spiral into something much more chaotic, and the situation soon escalates from chair wrestling into a full-fledged struggle for control. The child is clearly desperate to escape the principal's grasp, but Dante is equally determined to keep the boy under his power. In an almost unbelievable scene, Dante wrestles the boy to the floor and straddles him. But even after getting the boy under his control, Dante continues to behave in a way that alarms the deputy.
Why is he petting him like that?
Why is he what? Patting him like that?
He's rubbing his lower back and head. Makes sense for his other charges. Chokehold. Broke out the chokehold. He's trying to give him a chokehold. You should probably watch this.
Pardon?
I said you probably should watch this.
Yes, you should.
See what kind of guy you got working around the kids.
Remarkably, the altercation is interrupted several times over the course of the video.
You have to see where he himself is being aggressive. The kid didn't have a chance. He's aggressive. Man, I say he's aggressive.
Or text me your notes with your info.
Now, who's this kid?
That's one of her kids, and what did she go in for?
No idea.
Did she say
I don't even know. No.
He probably told her.
At one point, the boy sees an opportunity to escape that he can't pass up, leading to one of the video's most shocking moments.
Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, there it is. He tried to leave and he just threw him on the ground.
Back that up a moment.
I mean, it's
Back that up a moment.
false imprisonment.
But although the visuals from the video are hard to watch, they aren't compelling for everyone in the room.
So you don't think he was playing with me?
Play? Oh, no, ma'am. He's going to jail tonight.
It was over now.
At times, Dante's movements are slow and methodical, and the camera catches it when he slings a computer cord of some kind at the boy several times. The child later said that it was this cord that caused a visible mark on his face.
I think we got it.
But for as much as the deputies have already seen, the video doesn't end there, and the horror of the ongoing bullying leaves the women nearly speechless.
Spirit, when we called that, it was overtaken, and the spirit of robbery. He He is snapped.
Yes.
No real.
Yes.
Right
None.
now. No real.
What's he doing with that watch?
None.
He has snapped.
None.
He has snapped.
What's wrong with this motherfucker?
Totally.
Look at him trying to get away.
Beating the kid. What the fuck?
That's all he wanted was to get away.
That's when you just hit him in the face, or you just smacked him in the face.
With his hand?
Hmm?
No.
At times, the confrontation devolves into intense physical conflict, and Dante is the relentless aggressor.
Starts trying to twist his ankle. Sitting on him.
That he need him.
You just need him.
He need him.
Oh my word.
He had him by his leg and he needs him. Oh, because there was a point where I tried to walk in and I couldn't get in.
Oh, he locked you from coming in?
Because he was sitting in front of the door.
Yeah, yes, instead.
But even with the women clearly horrified by what unfolded today at their school, the deputy remains suspicious of Destiny's founder.
I don't know what she's trying to hide,
No.
but she seems like she has something going on with Donnie about...
What? Well, because she's his pastor, you know,
Well, Donnie don't got a good past, I'll tell you that much. And he shouldn't be around kids.
I think she's in disbelief because
Yeah,
honestly,
I think that's what it is.
she called you guys before she seen the
I got
video.
you. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Knowing his past, I'm not shocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be around kids at all.
Yeah.
Because he's got a nasty little past.
I hear her now. She was talking about how upsetting it is because in her eyes, he's an upstanding person.
Yeah, I disagree. But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does too. Now.
All told, the video of the altercation goes on for more than 53 minutes, a shocking length of time for any violent encounter, much less one between a principal and a student. Making matters worse, the school secretary says that he's the last kid anyone would expect trouble from.
He's super intelligent, probably the smartest kid.
Probably smarter than me.
Gonna get the principal award.
What's
Very respectful, very mannerable.
As for the other deputy, he lets the school's administrators know that he's seen enough.
I don't know what you guys are going to do in-house wise, but I'm going to go find him and I'm taking him to jail for aggravated child abuse. Okay, it's a second-degree felony in the state, and you won't get a bond.
So what you mean? You don't know what we gonna do?
No, I'm saying I don't know what you guys are doing in-house wise. Firing them, get rid of them, whatever you guys are doing. I'm saying on my end, I'm taking him to jail tonight.
Oh, he's not. It's no way that he can be here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No, it's can't be nothing to think about that.
Of course, the main obstacle now will be finding Dante Prophet, challenge he'll have to face without the help of Destiny's founder.
Does anybody know where he lives? Pastor, do you know where he lives?
No, I don't get into people personal.
Okay.
The deputy knows that he may still have a long night ahead of him, but he takes the time to check with one last person before he leaves.
Is there anything else you need to tell me, Bubba?
No, sir.
No? I'm sorry this happened to you, man, alright? I'm gonna do my best to get him, okay? I'm gonna take care of this, okay? You're a good kid, man. You're a strong kid, alright? Remember, look at me. You did nothing wrong, okay?
Okay.
Alright?
The deputy doesn't have a beat on Dante's exact location, but he does have a phone number. Unfortunately, Dante is extremely reluctant to meet in person.
Hey, where you at, buddy? We gotta talk.
We have to talk.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to talk about?
Well, we could talk about that in person.
No, let's just talk now.
Do you have an incident with another child today at school?
Like, what type of incident?
That's what I'm asking, sir. I mean, I'm not trying to actually point in directed questions here. I mean, did you have an incident with a student today at Destiny?
I did not.
Okay. Well, where are you at now? So I gotta talk to you, Bubba.
You're gonna have to contact my lawyer.
Having failed to convince Dante to meet voluntarily, the cops head out to the address they have on file for him.
How you doing? Is there a Dante Prophet here?
No, sir.
Where's he at?
We haven't seen him.
We haven't seen him?
No, sir.
So he's not here at all?
No, he hasn't been staying. What?
Yeah, he did some not good things today, and he's running from us, so. All right, well, I appreciate it.
No, sir.
Thank you.
But if Dante's on the run, it doesn't last. He finally agrees to meet with the deputies at Immerse Church, only a few hundred yards away from Destiny Leadership Academy. The deputy begins by reading him his Miranda rights before Dante launches into his story, which starts with some unsettling comments supposedly made by the student. Claims that are Dante's alone and haven't been independently verified.
She wanted to hurt himself, hurt me, you know.
He's making statements.
Yeah, my parent hurt me, hurt himself.
Why would you say something like that?
Hurt the school. Because lately he's been kind of having some hard times.
Okay.
With him lately.
What do you mean by hurt the school?
Says occasionally crazy statements. So, you know, and, you know, he have said that he want to shoot up the school. He want to blow up the school. I don't think he's going to actually do it.
Okay, but those are the statements he made to you today?
Yeah. He said he was going to run out the room. And one time I had to grab him and stop him from running out of the gate into traffic.
Okay.
And that's what he said he was going to do.
Were you trying to prevent him from running out?
Oh, 100%.
What did you do? How did you try to prevent him?
I grabbed him, which of course, he after that he did spit on me, but
he spit on. Where did you spit on you at?
In my face.
Oh, okay. By grabbing, what do you mean you grabbed him?
Meaning that I grabbed him. I tried to.
Did you grab his arm, his leg, his hand?
I probably did all of it.
Okay.
To restrain him.
You were trying to restrain him?
I want to keep him safe.
The deputy, who has seen more than he's letting on, doesn't seem to appear convinced of this defense.
So you're telling me this, and I've talked to everybody else at the school there today?
Yeah.
Everybody. And they all told me the same story about him. Very smart, very intellectual.
Very smart, very intellectual.
Not one of them ever mentioned to me ever about him ever making statements before. I did. They all denied it. They all said that he's never, because those are the type of questions I ask. I say, hey, is he a misbehaved kid? Does he misbehave at all? Does he cause problems? They said no.
If Dante still feels that he may have a chance to talk his way out of this dilemma, the deputy soon closes the door on that possibility.
So, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a security camera in that room.
There is.
Yeah, and it caught everything on camera. Everything. Especially when he had his head down and you came up and started grabbing him on the legs and poking him and grabbing him in the chest. When he wasn't talking at all, his head was just down and you approached him. So why'd you do that?
Okay. At the time when I'm poking, I'm not hurting him. I'm trying to get his attention because he said he was going to hurt him.
But you're touching him.
I'm not hurting him at that time.
But you're touching him.
I want to get his attention.
Okay, but are you allowed to touch somebody without their permission?
If I'm not hurting him, I don't think.
No.
With that said, there's only one last thing to do.
Turn around for me. Go right back. You're under arrest, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you. I don't believe that you're trying to stop him for the hour and 15 minutes that that video is recorded. Okay? By you kneeing him in the head with the welt on the side of his head from hitting him with the cable from the computer.
I did not.
You kneed him. You didn't knee him? I didn't say in his head. Knee him. What about when you got him in an ankle lock or in a chokehold? None of that? Good. Okay. Well, you'll have your day in court, sir. But I just want to let you know that is some of the best surveillance video footage I've ever seen in my life. Okay?
Okay.
So you're probably fired too from your job, by the way.
Yeah.
The deputy's prediction turned out to be correct. Destiny Leadership Academy told the media that weekend they had terminated Dante.
I wish there was sound in that video, but if I saw the video, I feel the same way.
Dante Prophet was charged with 1 felony count of cruelty toward a child and 1 count of false imprisonment, the latter of which was later dropped by prosecutors.
It was a tough day.
Dante Prophet pled not guilty to the felony charge. Jury selection for his trial is scheduled to begin in February 2025. Iwu also reached out to the school and the school district, but they did not respond.
We'll get it together. We will work whatever we need to work out together right now.
Have you ever?
Her mom's did foster care for 14 years. She's a...
Is there anybody else in the room?
Wait, next
Spirit, Mel, here to me.
He's got his foot on the brakes. He's gonna take off. Go, come on. Wreck the building. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
On December 25th, 2020, a 63-year-old man named Anthony Quinn Warner drove his RV to Nashville, Tennessee's 2nd Avenue and woke up nearby residents with the sound of a robotic digital female voice coming from his RV, warning everyone around the vehicle to evacuate the area.
This area must be evacuated now. This area must be evacuated now. If you can hear this message, evacuate now. If you can hear this message.
Soon, the female voice repeatedly mentioned that the RV was going to detonate, and a little after 6 a.m., the voice became more and more insistent, announcing that the vehicle would detonate in 15 minutes. In the body cam footage that was later released by the authorities, a group of Nashville police officers can be seen walking around the downtown area, urging any stragglers to evacuate for their own safety.
So you're not doing anything wrong, okay? You're not in trouble, but there is something serious happening down the road.
Go for 11.
Okay? Do you mind going down to 2nd and
Where do they need to go when they are evacuated?
That's so weird. That's like something out of a movie.
Like The Purge?
Yeah.
Evacuate now.
Keep watching the Purge.
Evacuate now. Stay clear, vehicle. Stay clear, vehicle.
The robotic voice and its ominous warnings give the whole scene an extremely eerie vibe, like, as the police officer mentioned, something out of the movie The Purge. Strangely, the RV also broadcasted snippets of the 1964 hit song Downtown by Petula Clark, which is a song about how if you're ever feeling sad or lonely, you should go downtown and you'll feel better in the hustle and bustle of the city. Unfortunately, the robotic voice wasn't bluffing, and just 15 minutes later, the RV detonated near the AT&T building, causing damage to more than 50 buildings and even collapsing a few of them with its massive blast radius. In the aftermath of the incident, the cops can be seen assessing the damage and moving nearby pedestrians to safety through body cam footage that can only be described as apocalyptic.
Second Broad. Commander 425, are you 10-4?
Ethan 4. Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, my guys.
Where's your car?
How you doing?
Okay, go to your car. What's going on?
217, myself and 215 are off on the route. Command, make sure all units are direct. There may be ammo in that vehicle. We don't need anybody coming up the 2nd Avenue exposed.
You okay? Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
Even though the explosive inside the RV was extremely powerful, the cops managed to evacuate most of the nearby residents, and thankfully nobody outside the RV lost their lives. Although 3 people were injured and had to be hospitalized after the vehicle incident, the only person who lost his life was Anthony Warner himself, who was still inside the vehicle at the time of the detonation. After the incident, the authorities started digging deep into Anthony's past to figure out what could have caused him to do something so insane, and what they found was pretty disturbing. As it turned out, Warner was pretty much a paranoid loner obsessed with conspiracy theories about shape-shifting alien lizards that were trying to take over the world. It was also revealed that 16 months before the explosion, Warner's girlfriend had called the cops to report that Anthony had been building explosives inside the RV outside their home. Even more disturbingly, less than a week before Christmas, Warner's neighbor had reportedly asked him if Santa was going to bring him anything good for Christmas, to which Warner replied, "Oh yeah, Nashville and the world are never going to forget me." But despite the clear desire for attention, the cops never managed to truly figure out Warner's motive, and it was eventually concluded that he probably didn't want to hurt anyone, and that a fatal cancer diagnosis mixed with other factors had contributed to Warner's declining mental health. On March 9th, 2023, at around 12:30 p.m., an anonymous caller dialed 911 and told dispatchers that a man that had just run into a food market on Cleveland's Central Avenue was claiming that he had just been kidnapped. As soon as police arrived, they were able to talk to the alleged victim, and the jarring conversation was captured on one of the cops' body cams.
I won't be able to fix his busted pipe for his washing machine.
Okay.
Because I'm putting a water line for his ice for his refrigerator. And when I got downstairs, another dude came out and had guns on me and they robbed me. I mean, they tied me up. They had plastic laying on the ground.
Disturbingly, the zip ties and duct tape that were used in the kidnapping can still be seen on the man's body as he explains what happened to him. As the victim mentions to the cops, the perpetrators forced him into his own van, robbed him, and then held him for ransom before he managed to escape.
So they put this on my face, They get me in my van, and they bring me over here. They turn the location up on my phone. One of the guys is in back with me. And
which way did the car go?
Huh?
Where the car go?
It was parked this way, and I ran all the way down here to here. It was parked right over there.
You're parked on 49? What kind of car was it?
It's my van.
As the cops later found out, the main perpetrator was 51-year-old Ahmed Johnson, whom the victim had been in federal prison with at some point in his life. After digging deeper into the case, they uncovered the whole story of the kidnapping. As the victim mentioned in the video, the kidnapper had hired him for a plumbing job, and when he arrived at the house in Cleveland's Buckeye Woodhill neighborhood, he was led downstairs where he would allegedly be shown the leaky pipe that he had to fix. Once downstairs, Ahmed led the victim to another room, where another man jumped out and held him at gunpoint. After stealing his phone and Apple Watch, the kidnappers bound the victim and put him into the back of his own van. As the perpetrators drove the van towards the city's central neighborhood, they made the victim call a friend and bring around $15,000 to a nearby gas station in exchange for his return. But as the van slowed down, the victim somehow managed to jump out and ran down East 49th Street. Thinking quickly, the victim ran into a convenience store where he would be protected by the public eye, causing the suspects to drive off. 2 weeks later, the cops managed to make an arrest, and Ahmed Johnson was charged in Cleveland court with aggravated kidnapping. As of today, there have been no further updates to the case. On September 9, 2019, an Albuquerque Police Department officer saw a young man performing a traffic stop on a gray Nissan SUV. Strangely, the man wasn't dressed like a police officer at all. In fact, he was dressed as an ordinary citizen in jeans, a black polo, and an Air Force cap as he wrote down the driver's information. Sensing that something was off, the officer pulled the man aside to talk to him, and from the beginning, the man seemed a little on edge.
You gotta talk to him for a minute.
I do.
What's going on, man? Let's just talk back here real quick. Who do you work for?
Early Country Club.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay, because normally, dude, if you're out here, man, if you're making a traffic stop, you're just gonna have to stop, dude. Alright? Do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse.
To the courthouse for what?
To get my crap.
Okay.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
Okay. Why do you have lights on this vehicle?
Personal. I know.
Do you have an ID with you at all?
No, I keep it on my uniform.
The man claims that he was on his way to the courthouse when he pulled over the driver of the gray Nissan. Suspiciously, though, he claims he doesn't have any sort of identification on him because he allegedly left it inside his uniform. After a bit of questioning, the man says his name is Brendan Wazinski and confesses that he was using his personal vehicle to pull over civilians, but insists that he's been an officer of the law for 3 years.
Simple. And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in, and because if you get into shooting, you're
right.
All right, man.
I understand. This, for starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right. How long you been on?
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. All right, so.
After checking the database, the officer notices Brendan's name doesn't pop up on any nearby law enforcement agency's list, and at that point his only option is to put the suspect in the back of his vehicle while he waits for his supervisor to figure things out. Less than 5 minutes later, Brendan gets cold feet and confesses that he's not a real cop.
What's up, man?
Alright. I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm not a cop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna be honest.
That bad from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay? For a second.
As soon as his supervisor arrives, the officer briefs him on the situation, and they decide to arrest Brendan for impersonating a police officer. After putting him in cuffs, the sheriff arrives to assess the situation. I honestly don't know how long Brendan was expecting to be able to get away with pulling people over pretending to be a cop, but it seems as though he was hoping to play vigilante with no consequences forever. Even though he didn't have a weapon in his belt at the time, it's not uncommon for people like Brendan to start using guns and handcuffs as intimidation tools once they get more comfortable and start thinking they can get away with it. Obviously, it's incredibly dangerous to have random people driving around the city pretending to be cops when they really have nothing to do with law enforcement at all, which is why the officers have no other choice but to bring him into the police station. After arriving at the station, the cops try to get Brendan's full statement, but the suspect contradicts himself a bunch and lies to try to get the officer's sympathy. Brendan says he was on his way to work when he saw a guy going 120 on the freeway and confesses that he freaked out when the cop asked him about his identity. Strangely, he alleges that the badge he used to fake his identity used to belong to his dad, who supposedly used to work with the sheriff's department before he was killed in the line of duty 5 or 6 years prior.
And then when I made contact with you, I noticed you had a badge. Where'd you get that badge from?
It belonged to my dad.
It belongs to your dad? When was
Well, it did.
It did? Is he still around, or did he pass away?
Well, he was killed.
Oh, he was killed, okay.
As it was later revealed, this was a complete lie, and the truth was that he bought the badge online as he had initially confessed when the cop interrogated him. It's hard to imagine that he thought he was going to get away with a lie like that when there was video evidence of him saying that he bought the badge online less than an hour ago. During the interview, it was also revealed that Brendan was only 18 years old, even though he said he was around 25 when the cop initially pulled him over. This makes the fact that he said he was married and needed to call his wife even more sketchy, and it's hard to tell which details of the story are true and which ones are completely made up. A few seconds later, things get a little scary when Brendan confesses that he had a loaded weapon in the glove compartment of the vehicle, which wasn't initially visible in the video. Considering he's a compulsive liar and an irresponsible teenager, it's pretty horrifying to imagine what he would have done with the handcuffs and gun had he been given the chance to play vigilante for a few more days or weeks or whatever. In March 2020, a judge sentenced Brendan to a year of probation. But just a few weeks later, he failed to report to his probation officer, refused to get a psych exam, provided a false address, and missed a scheduled meeting. As a result, the judge tightened his probation conditions, and as of today, there have been no further updates to the case. At around 8 p.m. on September 30th, 2021, 3 children ages 6, 6, and 7 were reported missing in the Flamingo Lake neighborhood in Montgomery, Texas. According to the parents, the kids had gone missing after they went into the Sam Houston forest and wandered off the main trail to go play in a creek. After the disappearance was announced to the public, the authorities launched a massive search that included helicopters, dogs, drones, off-road vehicles, and hundreds of police officers from multiple law enforcement agencies. The next morning, an anonymous Good Samaritan who was very familiar with the layout of the woods decided to take matters into his own hands and went into the national forest by himself to find the kids. At around 9 a.m. on September 31st, the man found the kids and called 911 to bring the children to safety, and the whole rescue was captured on Sergeant Jason Smith's body cam.
Come on, can y'all come to me? Come to me. Yeah, come to me. There's an opening right here. Come on, kids, come to me.
They wouldn't let me in over here last night, so I just took off around the back. I've been looking all night long.
Yes, sir. I have all
Jesus
3
is
children.
Good, ain't Jesus good?
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods? Come on, buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got cheeseburgers in your car?
We gonna get something to eat. Okay? You wanna hold my hand? We'll get out of here.
Even though the kids were found just a little over a mile away from where they entered the woods, they'd still been lost for over 24 hours, and pretty understandably they were hungry. As it was later revealed, the kids had spent the night in the forest, sheltering themselves under a fallen tree until the volunteer came to rescue them, which is why they had leaves and branches in their hair in the footage.
Here, let's pick this. Grab hold of that. There you go.
You're really strong.
Am I really strong?
I don't think
Lose your shoe? I got you.
Even though they had spent the night with minimum shelter and hadn't had anything to eat for 24 hours, the children still seemed to be in pretty good spirits as Sergeant Smith escorted them out of the woods, and toward the end of the video he can be seen guiding them to the clearing where a bunch of cop cars sit waiting for them.
Thank you, fellas. Y'all got it? Come on, kids. Let's come out to the road.
Hello.
Yeah. What? There you go, buddy. Look at you. You made it.
It's honestly pretty terrifying to think that if they hadn't been found then and there, the kids would have probably ended up succumbing to the elements. but thankfully they were able to get back home to their parents. On January 30th, 2017, New Mexico police received a disturbing call from a witness in Nevada who claimed he had seen a woman being taken out of her Las Vegas apartment by a man and put into a white van with a Texas license plate. After receiving the alert, the cops were able to locate the van in question less than 24 hours later and arrest the driver and passenger. Once the suspects are out of the vehicle, the cops approach the white van, and that's when they find something incredibly disturbing.
Got a camera. You need a...
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay. Is that it? Rolling? Okay, it's rolling. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
I got pictures of her and I got pictures of the chains.
In the back of the vehicle, the cops find a woman named Jane who is chained to the floorboards of the van by the suspects, and as soon as the officers set her free, she gives them her disturbing testimony. According to the victim, the man who was driving the getaway van was her ex-boyfriend Jack, who broke into her apartment and took her. Even though she fought hard to escape, Jack was trained in mixed martial arts and was a lot heavier than her, and it didn't take him long to take her out of her home. Jane assumed it was her neighbors who saw the altercation and called the police, and it was thanks to that 911 call that the cops were able to rescue her. Once inside the police car, Jack doesn't seem all too distressed that he's about to be put away for a long time, and he can even be seen interacting pretty calmly with the officer driving the vehicle, asking him if he has a favorite hymn and singing the words to Amazing Grace as he's taken to jail.
You got a favorite hymn?
What's that?
You got a favorite hymn?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know. I've never been into them. What about you?
What about Amazing Grace? You like that one?
I'll take it.
Amazing Grace, how sweet.
As it was later revealed, Jack's accomplice in the kidnapping was 19-year-old Samuel Brown. In the other cop car, Samuel asked the police officer to have a conversation with him, claiming that he's scared of everything that's happening.
Is it okay to talk? Yeah. Anything. I'm just kind of scared. Okay. What are the police gonna ask me?
During the investigation, the police found that Jack and Samuel had planned to take Jane into a cave in New Mexico that Jack had dug into the side of a hill, where they would later brainwash her into marrying one of them, according to the police report. After the horrifying incident, Jack was sentenced to life in prison, and Samuel to a little over 5 years in prison. Horrifying brainwash her into a cave in New Mexico. In the investigation, the police found that Jack and Samuel had planned to take Jane into a cave in New Mexico that Jack had dug into the side of a hill, where they would later brainwash her into marrying one of them, according to the police report. After the horrifying incident, Jack was sentenced to life in prison, and Samuel to a little over 5 years in prison. It's pretty disturbing to imagine where Jane would be if that 911 call hadn't been placed and the cops hadn't intervened. On April 8 of 2021, police officers from the city of Whitehall, Ohio, about 6 miles away from Columbus, received a report that a man was allegedly impersonating a police officer at a traffic stop. Upon arriving at the scene, they found a 26-year-old man named Casey Donovan Williams asleep in what appeared to be a Whitehall police cruiser. When he woke up, he told the cops that he was an off-duty cop working a special duty detail. At first, the officers bought his story, but when they were told there was no special duty assigned at that time, they returned to get the real story. And the exchange was captured on the cop's body cam.
But you have no ID from them,
No,
all right?
no.
And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No. I'm
That's
asking you a direct question. Have you been sworn in
Now,
by
it's
them?
very important you answer this correctly, because being a former police officer or someday a current police officer, you know if you lie in this situation, you go directly to jail.
No, I'm not.
So I'm going to
I'm
put
not,
that right
listen,
out.
I'm not.
So
trying-
if
I'm
you
not,
are telling me you are a police officer right now, is that what you're telling me? So you are not a commissioned police officer.
I have spoke with the chief.
That's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you one question. Are you a commissioned police officer through the state of Ohio?
I have an OPUDA certificate.
That's not what I'm asking.
That's not what we're asking you. I'm explaining to you. No, you're not. You're not answering the question. You're avoiding the question. It's very simple. Are you a sworn police officer anywhere in the state of Ohio with any department? Not currently.
Okay.
As soon as the cops start applying a bit of pressure, Casey confesses that he's not an actual commissioned police officer, and when the cops mention to him that he risks going to jail if he lies, he decides to call one of the officers who supposedly gave him the job to try to save himself from the consequences.
Okay. 1 second. Would you be willing to speak to the supervisor from the company?
From
Watchman.
From Watchman?
Yes.
Is he an actual police officer?
You are an actual police officer, correct? Okay. Okay. Yes, he is. Where are you commissioned at?
It doesn't matter. He's not here doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's the superintendent of the State Highway Patrol. That's irrelevant to the situation.
Even though he seems to have a pretty intricate series of excuses to justify his actions, the cops sense there's more to the story than Casey's letting on. After mentioning to the cops that he was just trying to make a little extra money by allegedly working for the Glenwood Police Department, he realizes his chances of getting out of an arrest are pretty slim, and that's when he resorts to asking the cops for mercy.
That's all I was trying to do. Please do not. I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
I think you did that kind of on your own.
Throughout the exchange, it seems as if Casey either doesn't realize the severity of what he's doing, or he really thinks the cops are going to let him get away with showing a fake badge and even carrying a weapon while pretending to be an officer of the law. Still, things were about to get a whole lot worse for Casey, because throughout the exchange,
please, man to man, please. I'm
asking the cops for mercy.
That's all I was trying to do. Please do not. I'm asking you for courtesy, man to man. Please do not ruin my career. Please, please, please.
I think you did that kind of on your own.
Throughout the exchange, it seems as if Casey either doesn't realize the severity of what he's doing, or he really thinks the cops are going to let him get away with showing a fake badge and even carrying a weapon while pretending to be an officer of the law. Still, things were about to get a whole lot worse for Casey, because after he was put in the real police officer's cruiser, the cops searched his vehicle and found a loaded AR-15 rifle, a tactical vest, a loaded handgun with 15 rounds of ammo, a taser, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and pepper spray. It's pretty disturbing to think of what could have happened if the cops hadn't arrested Casey then and there, because even though he didn't seem to have any bad intentions at first glance, Casey could have used the badge, vehicle, and weapons for some pretty nefarious purposes if he wanted to by simply convincing people he was a real police officer. From kidnapping to extortion and everything in between, a fake cop can be extremely dangerous. As it was later revealed, this wasn't the first time the suspect had gotten in trouble for trying to pull similar stunts. Although at one point he had been a corrections deputy at the Pickaway County Jail, he was forced to resign after trying to enforce his authority as an undercover cop at a fair when he hadn't been instructed to do so. After the incident in Whitehall, Casey was charged with impersonating a police officer, a 3rd-degree felony, and improper handling of a gun in a motor vehicle, a 4th-degree felony. On November 29, 2000, Alex from Tennessee. On April 24, 2013, an anonymous 4chan user posted an image from Google Maps with a cryptic caption reading, "By this rubble your prize awaits, Tennessee. Park nearby and walk to this point for the secret. It's under plastic at this point. Good luck." The image appeared to be an aerial view screenshot of a random location in the town of Elizabethton, Tennessee. In the screenshot, there was a pin marking the exact location of the coordinates the user had entered. If you enter the coordinates into Google Maps today, you'll find a bunch of dilapidated, sketchy-looking old buildings. At first, other users played the post off as a joke, with some mentioning that the OP was probably crazy or just looking for internet attention. But a little less than 20 minutes later, the uploader once again became active on the thread and answered everyone's remarks by saying, "No one shall claim the prize, time to try other websites." While other 4chaners debated amongst themselves in regards to what kind of prize the uploader was talking about, the OP himself responded to the speculations with the comment, "It is warm." Over the next couple of hours, the OP proceeded to post a series of strange and ominous messages in the thread, such as, "No cops here," "Someone coming for the prize," and "Little friend fly away, why is no one coming, see?" With this last comment, he also posted an image of what appears to be the claw from an unidentified animal lying on the grass. The extremely long fingernails and disturbing nature of the image were unsettling enough, but the thread was only about to get more eerie. A little less than 2 hours after the original post, the OP continued posting strange comments. At 10:23 p.m. he said, "I am angry you are not here. My friend moves. My friend is not the prize." A few minutes later, the OP commented, "Plastic prize, and I've had my friend for long now. Not what matters today. I need people to come." Seeing that nobody was claiming his so-called prize, the OP then uploaded 2 images to the thread. In the first grainy image, we can see what appears to be some sort of dark room or dungeon, while the second image is a picture of a handwritten note with the words, "Please come, Wednesday, April 24th, 2013. The last message shared by the OP in the thread was, "Singing tonight, someone come." After that, the uploader went completely quiet, and it wasn't until 5 nights later that the thread had an important update. At around 9:45 p.m. on April 29th, a user simply named Alex uploaded a series of comments and images in a follow-up thread in which he mentioned that he was at the location posted by the original anonymous user. With his comments and pictures, Alex narrated what he saw inside the dark, mysterious location, posting updates periodically for his fellow 4chaners. Disturbingly, the images he uploaded seemed to get more unsettling as the night went on. First, he uploaded a few pictures of plastic garbage bags and other images showing his general surroundings, but when he showed the bag's contents, things got a little darker. As per the images, the bag contains what appears to be a mummified pelvic bone and a styrofoam plate with a messy inscription that reads, "Plate's a date, a very important mate. You shouldn't have come, I lied." He then uploaded an ominous image of a bunch of prescription pills in their containers surrounded by dust and cobwebs. Unfazed by the creepy message on the plate, Alex continued to investigate the mysterious underground location until he mentioned in one of the comments that he heard a car coming and decided to head out. This was his last post. Window thing isn't a window, it's some other vent thing. Turning around and leaving around through wood door. Jesus. After this post, Alex was never heard from again. Following the disturbing series of posts, many people were left wondering if something had happened to him. Although many users were concerned about Alex's safety, it's unlikely that anything bad happened to him. There seemed to be no records of murders or kidnappings in Elizabethton, Tennessee from that time, and a case like this would surely have been on the news. This leaves the question of whether or not Alex's experience was genuine. Although the images he uploaded are definitely creepy and appear to have been taken at the actual location, there are some clues in the post that indicate he could have been lying about his whereabouts while he was uploading the images and comments. If we look at the average span of time that went by between his posts, we can see that he was posting pretty much once a minute, which is an insane posting speed for someone who is visiting a dangerous, unknown location for the first time. This makes it much more likely that Alex had the pictures handy on his desktop and was uploading them in rapid succession to make it seem as if he was a random 4chaner who went to go claim the mysterious prize. The most widely accepted possibility in this rabbit hole is that Alex was also the original anonymous uploader and just wanted to mess with people by creating an internet mystery. Although there still isn't a real clear conclusion to the story. 5 years after the original discussion took place on 4chan, in a video that's since been deleted, a YouTuber by the name of Noah went to the location and went into the abandoned old buildings. Inside, he found what looked like the belongings of the homeless people who probably lived there, but other than that, there wasn't much to look at. It's more than likely that Alex fabricated the entire story to gain internet attention, but because this was never confirmed, the mystery has been kept alive by various other YouTubers and uploaders in online forums, as people continue to search for a definitive explanation. Thrift store discoveries. Thrift stores have certain guidelines and rules regarding the kinds of items they can receive from donors. This helps prevent the stores from getting filled with damaged, unusable, or illegal items, and most of the time the screening process is pretty effective. However, due to the large volume of donations that many stores receive, it's often impossible to keep track of absolutely everything that comes in. As a result, buyers oftentimes end up finding all kinds of unexpected items in thrift stores, ranging from the cool and unlikely to the jarring and extremely disturbing. An example of this is this image that was allegedly found in a photo album at a Goodwill in Washington. The image originally started gaining attention in the online forum Reddit when it was uploaded by a woman who claimed that it was originally posted on a true crime Facebook group. The woman who uploaded it to Facebook allegedly deleted it after people started spamming her inbox with questions about the jarring image. The image in question shows two men in a small creek with their hands bound behind their backs. Disturbingly, one of them is face down in the water, while the other one sits upright. In the foreground, the shadow of what looks like a man holding a weapon can be seen. According to the Reddit post, the woman who uploaded it to Facebook knew someone who had bought a photo album at a Goodwill in Washington. The album was allegedly empty, except for this one photo. Immediately after it was posted to Reddit, people started speculating and coming up with possible explanations for the image. One of the initial theories that gained a lot of traction online was that the image could have been a part of a low-budget horror or crime film. Others speculated that the image shows some kind of military training or fraternity hazing ritual. It's also possible that the image shows a real crime scene where someone might have abducted two men, thrown them in the river in handcuffs, and held them at gunpoint. The fact that this was never confirmed makes the image all the more creepy, and people have continued searching for explanations to this day. In my research, I found that this isn't the only unexpected picture that's been found in thrift stores in the past couple of decades. As it turns out, cursed thrift store finds are almost an entire genre of their own in several online communities, with people uploading images of the strange, cool, and unlikely objects they've found in random thrift stores all over the internet every day. In January 2023, a TikTok user by the name of JC uploaded a video with the caption, "When I bought a camera at Goodwill in Arizona and found a SIM card in it that had photos of my dad who lives in Idaho." In the second part of the video, the user shows her laptop screen where she downloaded the photos from the camera. One of the blurry images featured in the TikTok, which appears to have been taken from below, shows the uploader's dad with a smirk on his face. In the caption, JC claimed that as soon as she saw the picture, she was so caught off guard that she immediately called her dad. Although thousands of TikTok users asked her for an update, she never explained where the image came from or how the camera ended up in Arizona if her dad lives in Idaho. Although it might seem like a 1 in a million chance to find a picture like this in a SIM card, it turns out that the occurrence of these coincidences is actually pretty common. In JC's TikTok, several people jumped in the comments to talk about